For the last couple of years, we've seen many examples of electric SUVs popping up here and there. But what we've got to remember is back in 2019, Audi was the first, or one of the first, to introduce an all-electric SUV with the e-tron. Since then, nothing has changed until now. Introducing the 2024 Audi Q8 e-tron. So, has Audi just slapped a new name on the e-tron, or have they updated the car to meet today's modern standards? My name's Salvatore Gerace and this is Exhaust Notes Australia, and in this review we're going to see, has the Audi done enough to be considered a worthy competitor against today's modern electric SUVs? Guys, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so you don't miss another time we make an upload like this. So you might be wondering, why has Audi changed the name of the e-tron to the Q8 e-tron? And it's simple. Since 2019, they've been making a bit more electric cars, and they can't just call all of them the e-tron. So in this case, they've given the original e-tron the Q8 name. But don't be confused, it does not share anything with its petrol counterpart. In Australia, we're going to get three variants of this. So we're going to get the Q8 55 e-tron Sportback, the Q8 55 e-tron Wagon, and we're also going to get the Q8 55 e-tron Launch Edition, which we have today. So what has changed? Well, with the Q8 e-tron, we're getting updated matrix LED headlights at the front. There is an open grille compared to the old version, and with the Launch Edition, you get a bit more aggressive styling at the front. So you get this S-line package, and you'll see it continue within the interior. Okay, so you get this black cladding and all this gloss black effect at the front, and then it runs down the side of the car with the mirrors and everything else. Also, Audi has had an updated logo design as well at the front, which I really like. And I like the overall styling of all Audis. They're just really nice, they're very simple, they just look good. I also like this red paint. I don't know, maybe because I'm Italian, we just like red things. It makes this car pop and it stands out on the road. Moving down the side, you get that customary S-line treatment continuing. You get everything blacked out. So that means gloss black mirrors, gloss black surrounds around the windows, down at the bottom door sill, and also 22-inch gloss black wheels, which I really, really like. And then just the overall side profile of this car is pretty aggressive. I just like it. I think it looks nice. I like how the roof slopes down at the rear. I can't complain about the design, nah. Okay, so what's changed on the rear end? Nothing much really, and again, it's not a bad thing. But on this Launch Edition, you do get a bit more aggressive styling. So that means a more aggressive rear diffuser here that's finished off in gloss black and has the e-tron logo embossed in it. Credit to Audi is that there's no fake exhaust, so thank you Audi. This looks a lot better and it's very tastefully done. You have this continuous LED light bar that continues from one light to the next, which looks really nice at night. You got the updated Audi logo, and I just like how the rear end tapers in at the back here. It makes the car look really aggressive on the road and just gives it an overall really nice stance. So how big's the boot, you're wondering? Well, in the Q8 e-tron, you get a 569 litre boot and a 62 litre frunk. Now the frunk is only big enough to fit your charging cables, which is a shame because there is a bigger boot on the Tesla Model X, but I would not be considering that over this because I like German built cars over American built cars. That's my preference. We're not going to get into that. So it's big enough to fit your daily stuff. It fits all our camera gear nicely, and during the week it fits like your normal stuff. Like I also had to go to the shops, groceries, and then stuff like a pram and stuff like that will fit very easily in the back here. And if you're worried about storage space, there's also undercarriage storage space in the back here with a bit more space. And then you have side pockets here to fit other miscellaneous stuff. And it has netting so it doesn't slide around. So all in all, it's not the worst, but it's not the biggest. To make things easier, if you want to increase the space, you can also hit these flaps on the side here, which will then crop down the back seats, will just give you more storage as well. So that's a nice touch because you don't have to go around the side to open it up. All you have to do is flick two levers in the back here. Okay, so what's it like in the Q8 e-tron? Well, it's business as usual. It's pretty much identical to the previous generation, and that's not a bad thing. The previous generation was a beautiful car to be in, and same goes for this. Yes, there are a couple of updates to make the car a bit more modern in terms of today's standards, But like all Volkswagen Group cars, things are where they're supposed to be, and it's just a very practical cabin. In terms of build quality, well, you have that typical German thud when you close the door, and everything just feels really well put together. You have ambient lighting throughout the whole cabin to really brighten it up and make it look really nice. However, there are some questionable materials. For example, the dash is finished off in this fake leatherette with fake stitching. Now, I'd expect that on a car priced at $55,000, but not on a car priced at what this is priced at, which I'll get to later on in the video. There are nicer materials used throughout the cabin. You have this soft, squishy touch materials used on top of the doors. You have this Alcantara finish within the doors. You have this nice S-line steering wheel, so this sporty steering wheel. You also have these beautiful S-line sport seats with this diamond quilt effect on them, which are really nice, really supportive, and just feel good on long journeys. In terms of your digital stuff, so your tech, you get a 12.3-inch digital driver's display, which is one of the best on the market. Audi just do a really good digital driver's display. You also get a head-ups display. You also get a 10.1-inch infotainment screen, which is very clear, very responsive, and does your usual stuff like Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and digital radio AM and FM. You also have an 8.6-inch screen down here, which controls all your climate functions, which in theory looks really nice, but practically speaking, it's kind of an issue to use while driving. Even though it does have haptic responses, you're constantly looking down to change settings. I do like how Audi have used a physical volume knob other than just a swivel bar. Really do like that. Then you have this gear selector. Now, I don't know what this is, but it's the most odd gear selector I've ever seen, and it takes up a lot of room, and it's just a waste of space. They could have just easily had a little toggle switch since it's an electric car, but they've decided to go with that. In terms of practicality, well, there's plenty of storage space. So you got big enough door bids down the side for your flasks. You have cup holders within the middle for your coffee. You have a wireless phone charging. You have plenty of storage in the middle console, and then you have a big enough glove box for all your bits and bobs. In the rear, it's very, very comfortable, and it's business as usual. So there is plenty of knee room, there's plenty of headroom. So this seat is in my driving position, and there's plenty of room. There's plenty of foot room as well. What is a bit of a faff is if you do sit in this center seat here, because of how the seats are designed specifically to actually keep occupants on the outer seats nice and comfortable, there is a bit of a lip here. So when you do sit in the middle, you kind of feel pinched by the seat, and you sit a bit higher, and there's a bit of a hump in the floor, which makes it a bit uncomfortable as well. So smaller people would find it easier here, but larger people would find it a lot harder, and it will be a very uncomfortable journey. In terms of practicality, well guys, you've got big door bins. You've also got cup holders that come out in the center armrest, and then you've also got storage here as well. You've also got netting in the back to fit, I don't know, a magazine if anyone does read at all these days. And you've also got a little storage here for maybe your mobile phone, and also USB-C charging down the bottom, and as well as a 12-volt socket. Then you also have air vents down here to adjust as well to make it nicer for the people in the back here. And then you have ISOFIX points down the bottom here, which you can clip off these clips and store your baby seat. Now, the only problem with these ISOFIX points is once you take these off, you tend to lose them. And being an Audi, these probably cost $500,000 to replace. So what do you get on the Audi Q8 e-tron 55? Well, you get 2 electric motors with a battery pack of 114 kilowatt hours, giving this car 300 kilowatts and 664 Newton meters of torque, allowing this car to sprint from 0 to 100 in 5.6 seconds. That is quite rapid, but it's not as rapid as some of its counterparts, okay? So it is a bit disappointing. So I hope Audi does bring out a more aggressive model to compete with those cars. In terms of charging capabilities, well, guys, you have AC and DC charging. From a fast charger, you can expect from 10 to 80% to take around 31 minutes. And then if you're charging from a wall box at home, well, you're going to be sitting around for a bit because it's going to take 17 hours. In terms of its range, I was getting around about 450 kilometers, which isn't that crash hot. And in terms of consumption, you're looking at around 25 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, which again, isn't the best. However, let's ignore that, take the car for a drive, and let's see what it's like on the road, and then we'll come up with a conclusion. What's the Q8 e-tron like to drive? Well, like all electric cars, it's rapid, it's comfortable, and it's very, very quiet in here. In terms of safety gear, guys, well, you get the usual bits and bobs. So you get lane departure warning, radar cruise control, lane keeping assist, 360-degree camera, la da 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 da. All the safety kit that you would expect on a car priced in this range. In terms of comfort, guys, well, the air suspension really does soak up the bumps really well, and it's just a really nice car to drive around town. In terms of its speed, well, like I said before, it is rapid. It will do 5.6 seconds 0 to 100, but it's not as fast as its counterparts. Now, if speed is not your thing, then that is fine, but if it is like me, it's a bit of a letdown. In terms of steering, guys, well, Audi has made sure to make the car a bit more sharper and a bit more pointier in the front end in the corners, and it really does show. It moves this behemoth that weighs 2.5 tons really easy through corners and makes it feel as nimble as its younger sibling, the A3. It's a very nice car to drive at a very fast pace. However, do not get too carried away, because that front end will get away from you because of that 2.5 ton weight. But all in all, guys, it is a very nice car to drive, and especially on long journey. However, there are quite a number of things that do frustrate me, and that's not because of this Audi, it's because of all electric cars. Now, all electric cars, they do put driving modes in from comfort to sport to make the car feel a bit more alive. But the unfortunate thing is, guys, electric cars can't do that. Hear me out. When you get an internal combustion car and you change the mode from normal to sport, okay, the car livens up with pops and bangs from the engine, which makes you feel like you're driving an animal or a beast that you can't handle. But with an electric car, you don't get that. No matter what mode you change the car to, it feels exactly the same. Yes, they might stiffen up the steering and the suspension to make you feel like you're driving an animal, but it just doesn't happen. At the end of the day, guys, it's like eating a vegan burger. It might taste like meat, it might look like meat, but it isn't meat. And that's what it's like driving a car that's trying to be something that it's not. And that's the unfortunate thing with electric cars. I know I go on rants about it, but guys, it just frustrates me. But besides that, because I can't just keep talking about that, because it's like every electric car seems to go on rants like that. It is a very nice car to drive on long journeys. It's comfortable, it's quiet, and it's just a great place to be on a day-to-day basis. So what's my verdict on the Q8 e-tron? Well, for starters, the exterior is really nice. I do like this launch edition. It looks really aggressive, and it has a very nice presence on the road. In terms of its interior, there are a couple of letdowns, but all in all, it's very nice and very practical, and it's a very nice place to be. And as it drives really well. It's a comfortable and it's a sporty SUV. But one thing that I can't forget is the price tag that it's at. And this is where I left this to the end of the video. Guys, this is priced at $165,000. And at that price, you're looking at other cars like the EQC and the BMW iX. And I just feel like at this point in time, Audi has unfortunately fallen behind. Back in 2019, it would have had the market, but now, guys, there's too many other electric SUVs that really do trump the Q8, unfortunately. The materials used in this are just not on par with those cars. And then there's the range. It has a 450-kilometer range, and it's a bit disappointing. And then there's the performance as well, guys. It does 0 to 100 in 5.6 seconds. There are plenty of faster electric SUVs now in the market, and I hope Audi make a more aggressive model that can compete with those. And then it's just the charging capability as well. I know it's fast, but it's not as rapid as, say, as a Tesla Model X. So unfortunately, the only people that would be considering buying the Audi Q8 e-tron are Audi lovers and people that love electric cars. Because to be fair, there are so many better cars or better counterparts to this in the market today. And one of the examples is the BMW iX. Now you can go check out my review of the BMW iX on our main page and compare the cars yourself. But me, preferably, I'd prefer the BMW. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you prefer the Audi or do you prefer the BMW? But all in all, guys, it's a bit of a disappointment. I thought that the Audi would take the market again as being one of the best electric SUVs. But now, after driving it and comparing it to the others, unfortunately, it's fallen behind.